I know a lot of people say, oh, you never know what's going to happen to you. Anything could change overnight. That is definitely what happened to me. The day before I was absolutely fine, jumping about, being able to do anything. And the very next morning when I woke up, I couldn't move my body at all. I was in screaming pain, and for that moment onwards I spent 5 months in the hospital, and then it was maybe quite a bit longer than that before I could actually sit up in a wheelchair. So all in, for about the next 3 years, I spent the next 2-3 years, I'd spent a lot of time trying to retrain my body to sit up, my muscles to be able to handle being able to sit up, or just doing basic things. I had a lot of support around me, but I realised if this was back in the day when I was a bachelor and I lived on my own, that would have been a different situation. So I realised there must be a lot of people out there that hasn't got anybody around. What do they do in this situation? So I started tracking down everything that was available, just as a wee hobby to keep my mind busy, and posting it on social media to let everybody else know what was available. And before long, I was getting messages from people all through the night saying, oh, can you find this for me? Do you know if there's anything for this? Do you know if there's anything for that? I felt like it was my obligation to track it down because I'd started this thing, and I was like, God, I don't want to let people down. But then it became a bit of a domino effect because they would tell their family members in other areas, and before I knew it, people from other areas were contacting me and saying, oh, can you help me here? I wish we had something like that in this area. And I was like, God, I only started this as a hobby. But it got that demanding that I found myself barely getting any sleep. And I was like, I can't do this myself, I've took on too much, what do I do? After speaking to a few people in different organisations, they said, you have to turn it into a charity and get more people involved to help you. It's getting too big, it's kind of grown overnight really quick. That's how it came about, and we made it into a charity, and it's just been growing since then. We work with a lot of situations where people are put on waiting lists for different organisations, and what a lot of people don't understand is the organisations, they only have a certain amount of staff, but they're inundated with demand, so the waiting lists have been getting longer. So in between that, we'll find something suitable that'll help them with coping until they get the appointment, and then they take it from there. When we got the call to take over this building, it was like, in a sense it was great, yes, this is what we wanted to do, but it was, right, now we have to get this ready kind of overnight, and then just got really excited about it for day one as soon as we started decorating, because we knew it was going to come to fruition a few years earlier than we expected. So we always wanted to have a place where we could bring other organisations in. I think the most important thing is that organisations need to work together to be able to provide a better service for everybody. If they all work together, it helps the service user dramatically. Well, I think just since we opened the doors here, it has raised a lot more awareness of what we do. People are just popping in. We were going to work on an appointment basis because we weren't sure how it would work, just to see how it would go to start with, but people are just popping in, and we're seeing them as they pop in. We're still dealing with people and calls. I think the awareness, like I say, from 2017 when we set this up, when we first set up the group initially, there wasn't anything available then. It was really hard, it was really impossible for most people to find out what was available. I think the awareness of what we do now has grown dramatically, and it's helped the community, and the community are a lot more aware of what's available and where to go.